Everyone, it's Sue here, Crypto Granny here. Hope you're all well. The date is the 16th of July 2025, and the time in Europe is 13:01 p.m. Wow, what an exciting market. What can I say? Hope you're all well, looking after your family, your beautiful wives, husbands, beautiful children and animals, and looking after other people and animals and the environment in the world just to make this place, a better world. Now, I've got to say, crypto is very, very exciting. And the first thing I'll say is, why would you be selling Bitcoin? Everyone is getting long Bitcoin, everyone. Standard & Poor's have just offered an institutional platform for trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to instos. They're one of the main banks globally to offer major institutional adoption for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And they've launched this, they've just launched this for crypto trading for institutional clients. Another thing that's just come out recently is Cantor Fitzgerald are in talks to acquire 4 billion in Bitcoin from Blockstream. And Cantor Fitzgerald is notorious for being a bond house, right? They only traded in US treasuries, but now they're looking to acquire a company called Blockstream. And apparently it was co-founded by a fellow called Adam Back, and they're looking to acquire in a $3 billion deal with Bitcoin through a special purpose type vehicle. And that's huge, right? And we're seeing this all the time. More and more companies are getting involved in crypto, and particularly, the top 20, for example. And for me, it's bullish, and it's just more and more bullish as time goes on. So we are back to live coin watch. Let's have a look at the market today. Market cap is 3.699 trill, getting close to 3.7. Volume's 178 bill, pretty healthy volume, and very healthy liquidity at just over 10 bill, which means money is going into the market. Bitcoin dominance is still at 63.84%. I expect with a big rally this year, that dominance will go down to about 35% with the altcoins rallying. The altcoins are still behind Bitcoin, given where this dominance is, okay? This dominance has got to fall. I'm seeing very, very bullish comments out there for Chainlink, which has broken its downtrend. Very bullish comments for Binance, Avalanche, XRP, a lot of the stuff that we actually hold, right? BCH and Pepe, for example. And, I'm expecting this market to go a lot higher with a market cap somewhere between, by the end of the year, potentially 5 to 6 trillion, which will take Bitcoin, in my mind, to $250,000 per unit. Standard & Poor's have come out and increased their price range for Bitcoin, saying they believe it get to 150 to 200. Other people are now coming out and saying 250. And look, we're even hearing longer term forecasts for Bitcoin of 1 million, right, in the next 10 years. Like literally there is one Bitcoin and there's 8 billion people that want it. Now, the thing is, we look at BlackRock's ETFs, they're taking in billions, right? They've got 80 billion exposure to Bitcoin, 80 billion. Now, we know with Bitcoin, there's only 21 million in the market, circulating 19.893, as you can see from here. But the thing is, they've got to cover that position. And the only way they can cover that position is if you tokenize Bitcoin, right? Make it into smaller bits to be able to cover an $80 billion position from the ETFs, which, as I said before, ETFs, and we've done this before with our learning module, an ETF is basically getting access to Bitcoin on the stock exchange, where you buy it like a stock, okay? So all the retail investors are buying BlackRock's ETFs, where you pay a fee at 0.25% or whatever it might be to get exposure to Bitcoin, right? It's a fund that's managed by BlackRock, and they've got to cover those positions, as well as Fidelity and lots of other people that offer Bitcoin ETFs, right? So going short Bitcoin is crazy. There's a very large whale that went short a lot of Bitcoin at 108,000, and you saw what happened to that guy. He lost millions and millions of dollars. It is pointless shorting Bitcoin or any other, excuse me, any other altcoin in the top 20 or so, simply because there's a lack of supply. And also we know where this is going to go. It's going to go so much higher than what it is at the moment, okay? It's as simple as that. You can't go against this. You've got the President of America, a US president that is fully supportive of cryptocurrency, okay, and turning on the lights for cryptocurrency. And we're seeing literally every state in the US looking at setting up cryptocurrency reserves, okay, using ratepayer money to invest in cryptocurrency, which has been the best outperformer above every other market out there. Let me just take a pause, grab yourself a cup of coffee, and we'll go through the figures here and then look at the technicals, which are all very, very bullish indeed. What we've got is Bitcoin at 118,832. Did get to an all-time high of 122,688. Dipped down to about 116 yesterday, but look, selling this is absolutely mental as far as I'm concerned. Ethereum's at 347, up 5.75%. Bitcoin's up 1.54%. Ethereum's still underperforming Bitcoin by it's down negative 7.72, where Bitcoin was up 87.33%. XRP is doing well. It's up 1% today at 295. Looks like it can break through $3 pretty quickly. We picked some up at $2.29. It looked like it was going to bounce to me. So a lot of bullish stories are XRP at the moment too. They've done a deal with a company in Dubai, and that company basically is going to use XRP's technology for tokenization, which is really, really good for XRP. Also they're expanding their stable call RSLD USD, and we're starting to see banks in Japan use that as well. So that's all good for XRP. Plus, they're waiting for the ETF to be set up for XRP. Apparently, it's going to be any day approved by the SEC for an ETF for XRP, which is also bullish for XRP as well. Bonanza's at 693.66, $2 up 2.13%. Solana 166, up 4%. I'm expecting big things from both of those. I don't like ADA. That's up 1.52%. It's at 0.744 at the moment. It's beyond me how ADA can be more expensive than Tron when it basically has no clients. It's just beyond me. I can't understand that. Dodge has done well. It's up 4.5% today at 0.20. Tron is going to be in breakout mode. Looks so good on the charts. Tron should be at 45 cents before we say Jack Robinson. It's currently just over 30 cents. Stellar's been doing very well. It's outperforming a lot of coin at the moment, and Beyond Me again doesn't have a lot of clients, and it is a copy of XRP, but it seems to go up in tandem with XRP. It's a 0.46. And Link, I'm expecting breakout on Link. It's very, very cheap, up 7% today. We are positioned in Link, 1652. Hash Hedera is at 0.23, has performed the last couple of days. Expecting good things with that as well. It's been up 215% for the year. BCH has underperformed, but I believe it's going to be a massive performer this year as Bitcoin becomes more expensive. We just have to wait for that. Avalanche in the last week's done pretty well. At one stage was at $16, and now it's at 22. Still negative for the year, but again, still very oversold, people. Very, very oversold. I'm keeping an eye on Litecoin. We do have some Litecoin. That's going to perform very well, I believe, this year as well. It's currently at 97.32. And Pepe, my favorite mem's up 6% today. And, we keep buying Pepe as our favorite mem in our investment portfolio. Even though it's a meme, I do like it, and it's my favorite one of all the memes, right? Because it's got the trader's imagination. We tend to buy things we like frogs, for example. So let's have a look at the technicals. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. We'll look at the technicals and see what we can glean from those. Let's look at Bitcoin on the 12-month chart, and I love to look at 12-month charts or longer-term charts because it gives us an idea, not an exact science, but an idea of where we believe Bitcoin could go. And there's a saying in markets, the longer the consolidation, the more you're going to get this uplift, okay? And what we can see here is that we saw consolidation between, excuse me, January 2020 right through to January 2023. And you could literally put a ruler against the upswing, against this consolidation level here. And if that's correct, then from, say, if we put a line here, just from here to here, right, and measure that line, if we suddenly put that line up, we're going to get a move of that line up above this level here, right? Which on rough guess is something like 128,000 Bitcoin per unit. And that's where I believe Bitcoin's going to go very quickly. 128,000 odd to 150, not an exact science, as you can appreciate. But if we go to the 3 month, it's been consolidating for a long time. And we've got buyers on the 3 months, okay? This could go, golly, this just looks so bullish to me. It's not funny. If we get rid of this, it just looks ultra bullish. I mean, we've got this round smile happening, constantly round smile. And we've got the buys, which take out all the noise and just says buy, buy, buy. And that's the thing with trading positions. People look at they look at charts that are too short term. And, you got to look at the bigger picture as well when you're trading, because the bigger picture is telling you just to keep buying the dips on Bitcoin, not selling, excuse me, not selling the rallies, but buying the dip. Okay. And that's what you've got here, buying the dip every level. Okay. It's way above its moving averages as well. And we're very bullish moving averages. And this thing could really seriously break out. And why would you want to be short Bitcoin? It is beyond me. I've got to tell you that. It's just beyond me. This looks so strong. It's not funny. Now, the high was about 100 and, excuse me, a bit crazy there. 122,863, something like that. Oh, here we go. According to Live Coin Watch, it was 122,688. So I think Bitcoin could easily get to 150 very quickly and higher from here. Okay, and that's what we're looking at. So buy the dip market, not a sell the rally market. And that's what we're looking to do, is buy that dip in Bitcoin if we get it. Now, we bought some under 100,000, and I thought that was a great level. But, this is a buy the dip market, people, as simple as that. Let's have a look at XRP, see what that looks like technically. It looks pretty good as well. And again, if we take out all the noise, I do like to take out all the noise. It's been doing a lot of consolidation for a long time, right? And this thing's really pushed up and rejected the lows, right? And that consolidation was back 2018 to 2024, rejected the lows, and now it's going to push much higher. And that level could be, once it hits $3, it could be clear sailing to $4 or $5. Some punters out there are calling $5 on XRP, but technically it looks very, very, very good. If we go to Chainlink, I think that's even a more interesting chart. Chainlink's broken the downside. Make sure we've got, we have a look at that. Chainlink's had a lot of consolidation. As I said, that length of that consolidation from here right through could be the trajectory right up, okay? Taking Chainlink well over $60. I think Chainlink is going to outperform, and we are set up in our portfolio, investment number 7, to have that performance, okay? And we will get it with Chainlink. Everyone is using Chainlink. As I said, they're putting on 2 to 3 new clients a day, fee-paying clients on their network, and they're making a fortune. And, if you looked at my last video I sent out, there's something like 37 million tokens and coins, which are now cryptocurrency, okay? Cryptocurrency coins and tokens, and that's a lot. And every one of them needs to use Chainlink for a pricing oracle and for security. I mean, even Swift is using Chainlink, and I've said that before as well, which they can control about 11,500 banks. So Chainlink is an absolute gem. We've got Tron, the same story. Bull, 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 bull. There's not much to say about any of this, because seriously, Tron looks fabulous technically. And let's just see if we can do the tether on this. It's going to break out very soon, Tron. Very, very soon indeed. That is ultra bullish, right? Very, very bullish chart. And that thing could go anywhere, really. I think it's high going back. What do we see as a high here? Its all-time high was about 45 cents. But, Tron's got 200 million clients, people, and that's a lot of clients. What have we got as a high here? Bear with me. 43, all-time high. It's heading back there, 43 cents, 44 cents, but it could go higher. Been around for a while, Tron, 7.8%. 7.8 years. And, you know, it looks technically very bullish to me. Very bullish indeed. Let's go to 3 months. Wow. They sold up here at 44 cents, but boy, that looks bullish. That thing's definitely heading toward 44 cents again, and that could be very, very quickly indeed. Let's look at Pepe. Pepe again, longer the base, the higher, you know, up. And that thing could take out its all-time highs again, which according to this were 402838. But I believe Pepe is going to go a lot higher than that. If we go back to 12-month charts, again, you know, we've got this long period of consolidation. This thing could go much higher than that, and I'm banking on 1 cent. So in other words, you buy $1,000 worth of Pepe and it goes to 1 cent and you hold, you've made yourself $1 million. It's a cheap bet, people. It's a very cheap bet, and it gives you leverage in the crypto market, right? Gives you leverage because if Bitcoin goes up, Pepe goes up by more. And that leverage, we're looking at stats and everything, is sometimes 10 times more. Bitcoin's up 3% and Pepe goes up to 14%, that sort of thing. If we look at today, Bitcoin's up, what, 2%, and Pepe's up, what? Pepe's up 7%. So we do get outperformance buying Pepe over and above Bitcoin because it is a meme token, and we expect the returns to be much higher for the risk, okay, because the risk is higher than, say, Bitcoin, for example. But I'm expecting bullish things on Pepe, very much so. So let's go to BCH. They are trying to sell it here at $500. It's got me. But again, this thing's been consolidating for a long time, right? And this thing's breakout. It could easily get to 1643 per unit, right? The longer the consolidation, the higher the move up, people. That's what we talk about professionally in markets. The longer the consolidation, the higher the move up, right? It's as simple as that. Have a look at it monthly. Again, you know, this is going to go straight up once it hits certain levels, like over 525, she's off to the races. So I'm waiting for that. 525 and more, she's off to the races. What else do we want to look at today? Anything else that's of interest? Binance. I love Binance. Great story. They're making so much money. It's not funny. Binance have a lot of clients, and they've got 75% of the crypto market and trading. So they are a Meganaut Plus. They have billions and billions and billions of dollars in reserves, which are audited monthly. So Binance looks very good too. The lows are getting higher. Technically, this thing could really break up big time. I've been trying to sell it here around 706, but boy, this thing could go really high. We've got a real smile here, and wow, that looks brilliant. Let's take it out a bit longer. Yeah, it's broken its smile and it's heading off to the races. Looks very good to me, technically, Binance. Let's take it on a weekly. Yeah, same story. The recent high was 797. That's where it's going. But after that, it could go through 1,000 very quickly. And that makes sense, right? Because we're saying altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. Now, with dominance rate of Bitcoin of 63%, right? That obviously makes sense, nearly 64%. And that's within my thesis as well, okay? So that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's look at Solana. We do hold Solana in our portfolio as well. We take out the noise and go to the longer charts here. And again, you know, we've got the same story, a lot of red, but then we've got a green for buy. And that's quite significant because it's over and above the VWAP, you know, volume at price, weighted indices. And, you know, it's above the moving averages as well. So technically it looks pretty good, very good. Actually, most of the coins we're in look very good technically. We go to the 3 monthly here. They sold Binance at different levels, but again, look, it looks pretty good. Sorry, Solana, I should say, but it looks pretty good. With Solana, sorry, I got muddled up. Binance, 298 was when they were selling it, and now we've got this extra buy here. And I tell you, that looks pretty good technically to me. Not as good as others, though, I have to say, but technically, this thing does look like it's going to break upside, potentially to 297, something like that in the last sell. Anything else I want to look at here? Not really. They're the main ones. HBAR's had a good time at the moment. Let's look at AVAX. That's started to really perform. We do have a little bit of AVAX in our portfolio, not a lot, but we do have it. underway one. Here we go. Take the noise out. It has suffered. It was in a big downtrend. Still a lot of consolidation around here. Golly, it's all-time high. Going back there was 2021 was up at $154. I mean, on that measure, it's very, very cheap. This 3 months done a lot of consolidation. This thing can move by that level there, put a rule between there, and then go up. And this thing can go back to its high of $152. Looks pretty good. Looks better than it did the other day, technically, got to tell you that. They're still trying to sell it, but it'll be the wrong thing to do. Potentially, this thing could go back, yep, to its all-time high, around 152, and that was back in 2021, the 10th of the 1st. Let's have a look at AVAX. Where was its high? 146. Yeah, a lot of these are under their highs, right? Also, so keep that in mind too. A lot of these coins are under their highs still. And that means the dominance indicator for Bitcoin needs to be reduced from 63% to 35%. It looks pretty good. Technically, the market looks excellent. Excellent. And I'm very happy the coins are in as well. Let's have a quick look at the investment portfolio as well. I've got our investment portfolio number 7 that we've had since the 1st of August 2023. And we're now in the money. This is our realized profit we took. But you've got to add, obviously, the 9% plus the 9 to get the proper return, right? And this is not annualized. But we've got over 310,000 in there now. Holding is now 338. And this was acquisition cost of 310,000. The most profitable just in the last week has been Link and HBAR, and the least profitable was IOTX, which is just a punt for an AI. If we have a look at, the last buys we made, we're the 8th of July. We bought BCH at 503, XRP at 229, Pepe we bought at 973, Bitcoin Cash at 519, 492, and so forth. We tend to average into the market when we buy, and that seems to be the most sensible thing to do. So we've been buying and nibbling as the market came down, or hit certain levels we want to buy. We bought our last Bitcoin in April at 76,000, and we've already done extremely well on that. If you look at the returns on the side, it shows you what the returns are for when you entered the market for a particular coin or meme. If we collapse this, I love this because it's free. It's owned by Binance, and it's actually free. So if we go to our position on Bitcoin, we have the largest on Bitcoin Cash. Our overall entry price is 411, and we're up 21%. Chainlink's been an underperformer. It shouldn't be. I'm convinced it will come back, and it'll come back in a roaring way. It's up 7% today, which is good, but it could really go a lot higher. Okay. There've been a lot of sellers around Chainlink, but they're getting screwed by selling. This thing could really move. And Tron, our average holding is at 22 cents, and that's doing very well for us as well. Bitcoin, our average holding is 60-odd thousand, and again, doing very well for us. And Binance, doing well on that as well as Pepe, right? So pretty happy with the way things are going. We're just pretty much break even on Pepe's day, but I'm a big believer in holding this stuff because basically the market is too cheap at the moment. Why would you want to sell a cheap market? Again, we've got other coins here. I've got a smattering of Solano, VeChain, Litecoin, Hashadera, Avalanche, and so forth. We tend to buy stuff that's going up, so we put a position on with 5,000, and it doesn't go up the way we want to. We cut, or we don't cut, but we basically hold that position and buy coins that are performing much better, okay? I'm a big believer in buying the dips in this market, but also buying the right coin. And I believe we are in the right coins. We look at the risk analysis. 27% of our money is in BCH, 16% is in Link, 15% in Tron, and Bitcoin 13% Binance, Pepe, and so forth. And I do like that. I like exactly the exposure we've got here. And if you're a client of mine, please make sure you've got a similar exposure. This is set up for a big bull run, and it is coming. The bull hasn't even started yet, as far as I'm concerned. We're seeing more and more people get into this market. Corporate treasuries are buying with their ears pinned back. We're seeing big accounting firms getting in. We're seeing state governments getting in. We're seeing all sorts of people getting into this market. Even the big sovereign wealth funds are buying cryptocurrency now. And it's hard to believe that Bitcoin's been around for 16.5 years, right? And yet people are just copying onto it now, right? This is an opportunity of the lifetime, people. It really, really is. Anyway, enough of me yapping. I've got news stories to go through, and if you've got any questions, please do come back to me on WhatsApp, +61 414 193 424. Or, that's probably the best way to get me, or if you want to join my service. And yeah, please hit the subscribe button too if I put this on YouTube, which I'm not sure if I will or not. Thanks. I don't do it all the time.